Do you struggle with constant battles over your child's messy bedroom? Do you feel like you're always reminding them to pick things up only to find the room a disaster again the very next day? Well, you're in luck because today we're talking about 5 simple steps to organize your child's bedroom. Here on Get Organized with Jodi. Hi, I'm Jodi Granock, a certified professional organizer and the owner of Organizing Magic LLC. I post a new organizing video every Friday, so hit that subscribe button and join me each week for practical organizing tips. Child's bedrooms seem to collect everything: toys, books, clothes, school papers, art supplies, and treasures that only they understand. How often have you fought with your child over the condition of their room? Well, the good news is that an organized bedroom isn't about making it look perfect. It's just about creating a space that your child can actually keep organized on their own. So, are you ready for a change? Let's get started. The first step is to take everything out and group like items together. You've got to be able to see exactly what you're working with. So take everything out of the drawers, the bins, the shelves, under the bed, and anywhere else things have been hidden. And as you're doing that, you want to start grouping the similar, like-minded items together. Once everything's grouped together, it's going to be so much easier to make good decisions. So, what are the types of items you might be finding? Books, stuffed animals, dolls, action figures, school supplies, art materials, games, of course, clothing. So once we've taken everything out and we've started grouping like items together, it is time to move on to step number 2. Decide what stays. And this is where many parents make a mistake. Instead of asking, well, what do you want to get rid of? Try asking, which of these things do you really love and use? Because that small change is going to shift the conversation from losing things to keeping favorites. Instead of focusing on what your child needs to get rid of, talk to them about the things that they like the best and they use the most. Have a conversation with them about how the toys that they've outgrown or no longer use or no longer like can actually help other children who are less fortunate. And places that could go with these items: hospitals, daycare centers, schools, shelters. Different charitable organizations are often grateful for gently used toys and books. Now, if your child has large collections of items like stuffed animals or toy cars, consider setting a reasonable limit. For example, instead of having 40 stuffed animals, can we pare it down to our favorite 10 to 15 and then donate the rest? And then introduce a simple family rule that when something new comes in, something old has to go out. And that one habit can prevent the clutter from building up again. I worked with a child one time with her stuffed animals, and her mother had gotten her this little gazebo as a way to have stuffed animal storage in a vertical way, which is one of my favorite things, right? And we talked about how we wanted each of her friends to be able to see through the window, if you will, of the gazebo. So it was important not to cram too many into each level of the gazebo. And so this helped her pick her favorites because she wanted to make sure that they all had a good viewpoint from their new home. Let's move on to step 3. We want to create activity zones. This is when we decide where everything really belongs. So think about how your child is using their room, right? Maybe you've got one corner for reading, maybe you've got another area for arts and crafts, and another one for playing or building with certain toys. And of course, school supplies might be kept together near a desk where you do your studying. So, also, you want to think about accessibility. So, you want to store things based on how you use them. So, the lower shelves for frequently used items and higher shelves for collections or rarely used items, or things that you want to have a say in when they play with things, depending on the age of your child. But make sure that your child can reach the frequently used items so that they can keep things up, without your assistance for keeping it organized. Because if they have to climb up on a chair every time they want crayons or to get to their pajamas, they're much less likely to be putting those things away. And you can also get creative with your storage. So you can do things like hanging stuffed animals from a hammock, or using a clothesline to string up artwork, or storing shoes in a plastic shoe bag that you can hang on the back of a closet door. You can also use a shoe organizer for smaller toys or craft supplies. It's really up to you. The goal is just to make things easy to find and just as easy to be able to put things away. So, step number 4 is giving everything a home. So, if you remember only one thing from this video, it is no more toy boxes. I know, I know. Toy boxes, almost every child's room seems to have one, but they are not good. They are only functional if they're storing something specific like balls or stuffed animals or blankets, because otherwise they're just a dumping ground for broken, lost, and damaged items. It's where toys disappear, pieces get mixed together, nothing is easy to find. So instead, you want to give everything their own designated home, a specific place for specific types of items. And to accomplish this, you've got lots of options. You can use bins or boxes or shelves or drawers, anything that can keep the like items together. But then the key is to label each container, because that is the step that is most often missing when I work with clients. They will tell me, I've organized this a million times, and every night I'm putting everything away. Kids will put stuff away if they know where it goes, and they're not likely to just dump out one thing. They might dump out all of the things in this picture, but if they know where it goes after they're done using it, kids are totally able to put stuff away, and you shouldn't be the one doing it. Labels don't have to be words. If you have younger children, you can use pictures to help the kids know where to put things away. I had a client with a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old that used this type of organizing containers that you see here in the photo. And the dad did just that. He took a picture of what belonged in each bin. And not only did he put it on the outside of each container, but he also put the same photo on the inside of the container so that even these very, very young children still knew what was supposed to go where, and they could clean up their own toys. And that's what we want. Let's go to step number 5, keeping things organized. So once your child's room is organized, that's the bigger battle, right? But then you want to be able to maintain it. But that is a lot easier than you might think. When your child's room is organized, the maintenance part usually only takes 5 or 10 minutes a day, because now everything has a proper place. It has a home, and your child knows where those homes are. So that's the good news. But then the other thing you have to consider is that children continue to grow and change. They have different interests, they have different size clothes, they have books and games and toys that are age appropriate only for so long. So it's important that you make a plan to review items twice a year. The best way to do this, I think, is during winter and summer vacation, or before birthdays and winter holidays, because those are the 2 times a year that your child is most likely to acquire new items. And remember that each home that you've made has a size limit. So every time your child does get new items, they should also be looking at the same number of older items that they are now willing to let go of. Having that simple habit is going to keep your clutter under control all year long. Organizing your child's bedroom isn't really about having a spotless, Pinterest worthy, magazine worthy room. No, it's about helping your child learn to become more independent and take responsibility for their belongings and reduce stress for the entire family. And here's something that's fun to discover. When your children can find their favorite things, there's actually a lot less arguing, there's less frustration, and there's more time for you to be together. I hope you found these 5 steps helpful. Please, I encourage you to share this video with another parent who could use a little less bedroom drama of their own. And I encourage you to visit organizingmagic.com for more organizing resources, including our free e-newsletter and information about our monthly Zoom webinars, which are also free. And remember that new videos drop every Friday, so be in the know and click like and subscribe before you go so you never miss a single video. I'll see you next time.